This site, this Miller Brewing site, has been part of the Miller family and part of the city of Milwaukee for 165 years. And this is the saddest day that we have had. The reason the union leaders are here is they're here to support the families of the individuals who lost their lives today. Individuals who are doing what every single one of us wants to do. Have a job where we can support our family. That's why they were here. Mr. Hattersley is here, of course, because he's the leader of this great corporation. And he too, along with his team, feel the enormous pain from the tragedy that occurred today. I want to give thanks once again to our law enforcement family, our Milwaukee Police Department under the leadership of Chief Morales, our Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Rolfing, our Sheriff's Department under the leadership of Sheriff Lucas, and all those who were here today support the individuals and the workers of this company. It is my understanding that the families of the affected individuals have not been contacted, but the Chief will talk a little bit more about that and the release of the names. But we are grieving. The families are grieving. The union brothers and sisters are grieving. Our city is grieving. And our state is grieving. This cowardless act of violence is something that we have to make sure is never repeated in this community. But unfortunately, it is far too common in our country. But we're here tonight in support of the families, in support of the workers here, and support of our community. I now would like to ask the Chief to give us a brief update. He doesn't have a lot of additional information, but he's going to share the information we have with us. Chief Morales.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to recap some of the things we stated earlier and give you a little bit of additional information. On February 26th at approximately 2:08 p.m., the Milwaukee Police Department received a call of a shooting that occurred at the 4100 block of West State Street inside the Molson Coors Beverage Company. Upon arrival, officers located the suspect, a 51-year-old Milwaukee man, who was found deceased inside one of the buildings. The suspect was an employee of Molson Coors and died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Milwaukee Police Department officers located 5 deceased adult victims who were located inside the same building. Each one of the victims worked for Molson Coors. It should be noted that no members of the general public were involved. The victims' identities will not be released to the public today. There's family coming in from out of town, and we want to respect their wishes to keep this private until all family members are able to be notified. There is a non-disclosure through the Milwaukee Medical Examiner's Office. We will hold that true for at least 24, maybe 48 hours before we release that information. And again, I ask you to respect their privacy and allow them to grieve. There are family members that are coming in from out of town. Let's give them the decency to do that. I would like to thank the members of the Milwaukee Police Department who responded so bravely running into an active shooter scene. I also want to thank the FBI, the ATF, Department of Criminal Investigations, the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, the Marquette Police Department, and the Milwaukee Fire Department, who also responded selflessly to enter these buildings and work hard to make the scene safe. In addition, we can now say that the scene is secure. All employees that were on scene have been allowed to go home. So at this point, we are continuing our investigation in the recovery of the victims, continue the scene investigation with Wisconsin State Crime Lab, and give you that additional information, as we stated in a letter press conference. The Milwaukee Police Department, again, sends our condolences to the families of the victims, the employees of Miller Coors Company, and I can say together, Milwaukee is grieving today. I will allow, I think we got the leadership from Molson that is here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, on behalf of the entire Molson Coors family, I'd like to thank the first responders, the City of Milwaukee, and everybody else that was involved in responding to today's tragedy. We're a family here at Molson Coors in Milwaukee, and this is an unthinkable tragedy for us. I've had a chance to speak to some of the employees that were still here when I arrived this evening, and I'd like to thank them for their bravery. And it really is very important that we keep them all close in the days and weeks that are coming. All across Milwaukee and Wisconsin, there are folk that are associated in some way with our employees at Molson Coors, and I'd ask you to stay close with them, and particularly the families of those who lost their lives today. We at Molson Coors here in Milwaukee are going to require lots of support over the coming days and weeks, and I'd like to thank you all for those thank you for all the support which we have already received. So thank you very much.